Hello and welcome to the Change Dude podcast. I'm your host, Saeed Rafe. In today's episode, we will explore the incredible power of storytelling, not just as a tool for marketers or writers, but as a catalyst that has driven innovation and technological advancements across civilizations and cultures. We are taking a truly global perspective, diving into stories from the ancient East, the West, and even the indigenous cultures of American and African continents, and then connecting those rich narratives to modern-day tech innovations. Storytelling is as old as human civilization, and it remains a powerful way to pass down knowledge, inspire change, and transform societies. In today's tech landscape, storytelling isn't just about selling a product. It's about shaping ideas, communicating complex concepts, and rallying communities around innovation. So whether you are an engineer, a leader, or a creative mind, join me as we journey through time to see how narrative has shaped and continues to shape the course of technological progress. Let's begin by exploring the historical roots of storytelling and how it has driven innovation across the globe. Let's delve deeper into history to uncover how storytelling has driven innovation in various parts of the world, each with its unique narrative traditions. In ancient Eastern civilizations, storytelling was a way of preserving wisdom and knowledge. Consider the rich literary traditions of China and India. In China, for example, the legendary philosopher Lao Tzu, in his work The Tao Te Ching, didn't just offer philosophical insights. He used poetic narrative to convey concepts of balance, harmony, and the importance of natural order. These ideas passed down through generations influenced art, science, and governance. Another striking example comes from India, the ancient epic Mahabharata. It's one of the longest poems in the world, filled with tales of heroism, ethics, and the complexities of human nature. The stories within the Mahabharata weren't mere entertainment. They were elaborate thought experiments that tackled issues of duty, the consequences of decisions, and the interplay between fate and free will. These narratives helped shape a culture that valued wisdom and critical thinking, laying the foundation for later innovations in mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. In the Middle East, from Arabic and Persian cultures, the tradition of storytelling was epitomized by the works like 1001 Nights, or famously known as Arabian Nights. These tales were not only a source of entertainment, but also a repository of cultural knowledge, moral lessons, and innovative ideas. They brought communities together, spurred imaginative thinking, and even influenced the development of early science and mathematics through the sharing of ideas. Its intricate storytelling techniques not only captivated audiences in the East, but also inspired Western creators to explore exotic themes, fantastical adventures, and moral storytelling in their work. This narrative legacy is most famously evident in Disney's 1992 animated classic Aladdin, which reimagined the mystical, adventurous spirit of the Arabian Nights for a global audience, setting a benchmark for subsequent films and series that blend cultural storytelling with innovative animations. In the Islamic Golden Age, scholars like Al-Khwarizmi, who laid the foundations for algebra, benefited from a vibrant culture of storytelling and intellectual exchange. The narrative traditions of the Middle East weren't merely for entertainment. They were integral to the way knowledge was shared, preserved, and advanced. These cultural narratives inspired innovations in medicine, mathematics, and engineering. The lesson here is that storytelling in the East was not only a method for cultural transmission, it was also a mechanism for intellectual inquiry and innovation. It fostered an environment where ideas could evolve and inspire future generations. Now let's travel to the ancient West. In Greece, storytelling was integral to both education and governance. The epic poems of Homer, the Iliad and the Odyssey, are more than just tales of war and adventure. They encapsulated complex ideas about leadership, strategy, and human resilience, inspiring future innovations in military tactics and civic organization. Greek philosophers such as Plato and Aristotle used narrative to discuss ethics, politics, and the nature of knowledge. Their dialogues were structured as conversations and stories, making abstract ideas accessible and memorable. The Roman tradition also placed a high value on narrative. The works of Cicero and Virgil not only celebrated the glory of Rome, but also instilled values that influenced engineering, law, and architecture. Roman achievements in building roads, aqueducts, and monumental structures were driven by a vision of bringing order and progress to their empire, a vision often communicated through powerful storytelling. Stories like those of Da Vinci, who seamlessly blended art with engineering, or Galileo, whose persistent pursuit of truth reshaped our understanding of the universe, remind us that great inventions often have great stories behind them. During the Industrial Revolution, fiction and scientific writing intermingled. Novels like Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and H.G. Wells' The Time Machine not only entertained but also envisioned futures that inspired real-world technological advancements. While ancient texts from India, China, and Greece are well known, it's important not to overlook the rich storytelling traditions of indigenous cultures in Africa and the Americas. African griots, for example, have long preserved and transmitted knowledge through oral storytelling. These narratives often highlight the importance of community, resilience, and harmonious living with nature. In many cases, the innovative solutions embedded in these stories, ranging from agricultural techniques to urban planning, demonstrate a profound understanding of sustainability long before modern science confirmed these principles. We must not forget the indigenous cultures of American continents, where storytelling was central to cultural identity. Native American tribes, for instance, used oral traditions to pass down knowledge about land, survival, and the cosmos. These stories were rich with lessons on respect for nature, community values, and the interconnectedness of all life. They served as blueprints for sustainable living long before the modern environmental movement took shape. In Mesoamerica, the Mayan and Aztec civilization used intricate myths and legends to explain astronomical phenomena, agricultural cycles, and even social organization. Their narratives not only guided their daily lives, but also spurred architectural and scientific innovations, as evidenced by the precise astronomical observations embedded in structures like El Castillo at Chichen Itza. Across the globe, from the earliest cave paintings to the epic poems of Homer and the intricate narratives of the Silk Road, human beings have used stories as a way to record history, transmit values, and spark innovation. Storytelling helped ancient civilizations explain natural phenomena, chart maps of their territories, and even devise complex engineering projects like the pyramids in Egypt or the intricate water systems in ancient Persia. These diverse storytelling traditions demonstrate that narrative is a universal human tool for innovation. Whether it is through poetry, epic tales, or oral traditions, storytelling has long been a means to explore complex ideas, inspire action, and transmit crucial knowledge from one generation to the next. Moving from ancient traditions to modern tech era, the art of storytelling has transformed dramatically, yet its core purpose remains the same. In the past, storytelling was predominantly oral or written in narrative form. Today, storytelling has evolved into a multimedia experience, leveraging video, interactive content, and even augmented and virtual reality. Modern storytelling in tech isn't just about conveying information, it's about creating immersive experiences that resonate emotionally with audiences. This shift has been driven by technological advances that allow us to blend art, data, and interactivity seamlessly. In today's tech landscape, we are bombarded with data and complex information daily. Storytelling helps break down this complexity into understandable, engaging narratives. For instance, startups often use storytelling to explain their innovative products in a way that investors and customers can relate to it. A compelling story can transform a dry presentation into a memorable message that drives action. Consider how companies like Apple have masterfully used storytelling in their product launches. The narrative isn't just about features, it's about lifestyle, the innovation, and the promise of a better future. It's about making the user part of an unfolding story where technology becomes a vehicle for transformation. Now let's talk about practical techniques for mastering storytelling in tech. The first step is to craft a clear, compelling narrative. Here are a few strategies. I would like to start with Simon Sinek's famous concept of start with why, which applies here perfectly. Every great story begins by addressing why the subject matters. Ask yourself, why does your project exist? Why should people care about your technology? Center your narrative around a purpose or mission that resonates with your audience. Second, build a relatable hero. In any narrative, there is usually a hero. In tech storytelling, the hero might be the user, the innovation itself, or even you as the creator. Develop this character by highlighting challenges, growths, and triumphs. Make sure your audience can see themselves in the hero's journey. Third, use data as your supporting evidence. Numbers and statistics can lend authority and credibility to your story. When presenting technical data or innovations, weave them into the narrative to support your points without overwhelming your audience. For instance, instead of simply stating that a feature improves efficiency, illustrate its impact through relatable metrics or case studies. Number 4, simplify complex concepts. Tech topics can be inherently complex. Use analogies, metaphors, and visual storytelling to make these concepts accessible. Think of how a complex blockchain system might be explained using the analogy of a public ledger or a distributed notebook. Modern storytelling is multimedia rich. As a tech professional, you have access to various tools that can enhance your narrative. For example, visual aid. Use diagrams, charts, and infographics to break down complex information. When it comes to product development, it can even be a prototype or an MVP. Moreover, videos and animations play an important role. Short, engaging videos can be used to demonstrate how a technology works in practice. For example, animated explainer videos are incredibly effective at illustrating AI algorithms or blockchain processes in a clear and engaging manner. Leverage interactive tools to allow your audience to experience the technology firsthand. Demos, interactive prototypes, or even virtual reality experience can transform abstract concepts into tangible experiences. To understand the importance of storytelling platforms according to your audience is also important. Consider using platforms like Medium or LinkedIn for long-form articles, or hosting live webinars and podcasts to directly engage with your audience. The more channels you use, the broader your narrative can spread. Authenticity is key to effective storytelling. In a digital world where content is abundant, what sets a story apart is its authenticity, its ability to connect emotionally with the audience. Share your experiences and lessons learned. Through my podcast, I have talked about my journey from a high school coder to a tech professional working on complex projects. These personal narratives make the technical content relatable and inspire trust. Also, you have to be honest about the challenges you face, whether it's technical difficulties, project failures, or personal struggles. Sharing these moments fosters a deeper connection with your audience. Listeners appreciate candor and are more likely to engage with the stories that reflect real life experiences. Engage with your audience by inviting feedback, questions, and dialogue. Platforms like social media, LinkedIn, and different community forums can provide valuable insights into what resonates most with your audience and help refine your storytelling approach over time. To further illustrate these points, let's have a look at a few real-world examples where storytelling has driven tech innovations. Apple's marketing strategy is a prime example of the power of storytelling. Every product launch is not just a technical demonstration, it's a carefully crafted narrative that positions their devices as tools that empower creativity and revolutionize everyday life. Apple tells stories about how their products seamlessly integrate into your daily routine, enhancing productivity and sparking innovation. This narrative has helped Apple become one of the most beloved and valuable brands in the world. Communities like GitHub and Stack Overflow thrive on storytelling. Developers share their coding journeys, challenges, and successes through blogs, forums, and social media. These narratives not only serve as practical guides, but also inspire others to contribute and innovate. Open source projects have often dedicated story sections explaining how the project started, its evolution, and the real-world impact it had on users. This kind of narrative builds a sense of belonging and shared purpose among global contributors. The blockchain space is full of compelling stories as well. From the creation of Bitcoin, which was as much a philosophical statement as it was a technological innovation, to the rise of Ethereum and the explosion of DeFi, these narratives have driven widespread adoption. The story of blockchain is about reclaiming control from centralized institutions and empowering individuals, a powerful narrative that resonates across cultures and geographies. These examples underscore that effective storytelling in tech is more about than just sharing information. It's about inspiring action, building community, and driving innovation. Whether you're launching a new product, building a startup, or simply sharing your technical journey, the ability to craft a compelling narrative is an invaluable skill. Let's now focus on practical advice for mastering storytelling in tech. I'll share several strategies that have helped many professionals in this field. Define the goal of your story. Are you trying to explain a complex concept? Inspire your audience? Spark innovation? A clear purpose will guide the structure and tone of your narrative. For instance, if you're demonstrating a breakthrough in machine learning, focus on how this technology can solve real-world problems. Second, tailor your story to the needs and interests of your listeners. Are they developers who need technical details, or are they business leaders who want to understand the impact on ROI? Understanding your audience allows you to pick the right language, examples, and level of detail. Use data and anecdotes that resonate with them. Perhaps share statistics that highlight the impact of a technology or a personal story that connects on an emotional level. Third, analogies simplify complex ideas by relating them to everyday experiences. If you are explaining blockchain, think of it as a public ledger, like a community-maintained notebook that everyone trusts. Creative analogies not only make your story more relatable, but also easier to remember. Every great story has a beginning, middle, and end. It is called a narrative arc. Start by introducing the problem or opportunity. Build tension by discussing challenges or obstacles, and resolve it with a solution or conclusion. This structure keeps your audience engaged. For example, you might begin with a challenge in traditional software development, build up the complications introduced by rapid technological change, and conclude with how storytelling drives innovative solutions. Though podcasting is primarily auditory, consider supplementing your episode with visual aids like infographics, slides, or short video clips on your website or social media. These visuals can reinforce your narrative and help convey complex information more clearly. Authenticity is key. Share your personal experiences, challenges, and successes openly. Authentic storytelling builds trust with your audience. I often recount on my own journey, from the challenges of self-learning to the breakthroughs that came with perseverance. When you share your authentic self, your audience is more likely to connect with your message. Like any skill, effective storytelling improves with practice. Record your rehearsals, listen back and solicit feedback. Adjust your tone, pacing, and emphasis based on what resonates best. Over time, you will develop a style that's uniquely yours, a style that captures the essence of both your technical insights and personal experiences. Moreover, encourage your listeners to engage with you. Ask them questions, invite them to share their stories, and respond to feedback. By creating a dialogue around your narrative, you build a community of engaged listeners who feel a part of your journey. Great storytelling is built on a foundation of knowledge. Stay up to date with industry trends, research, and innovations. The more informed you are, the richer your stories will become. This continuous learning also reinforces your credibility and authority as someone who truly understands the subject matter. While narrative is powerful, data provides the backbone of credibility. Support your stories with research, statistics, and case studies. For example, if you are discussing the benefits of a particular technology, reference studies or reports that highlight its impact. This combination of storytelling and data creates a compelling, well-rounded narrative that is both engaging and informative. As we look forward, the role of storytelling in tech will only grow more significant. Our digital landscape is expanding, and the way we communicate complex ideas is evolving. Here is what we can expect. Artificial intelligence is already beginning to transform storytelling. Tools like natural language generation and AI-driven content analysis can help automate parts of your storytelling process, making it easier to personalize narratives for different audiences. Imagine a future where your text story is dynamically tailored to the listener's interests and background. The boundaries between text, video, audio, and interactive content are blurring. In the future, storytelling in tech will likely be more immersive, using augmented reality and virtual reality to create experiences that are not just heard but experienced. This immersive approach will make complex technologies more accessible and memorable. As technology becomes more integrated into our lives, the human side of tech will gain prominence. Storytelling will play a crucial role in ensuring that technology serves as a diverse audience by promoting empathy and inclusivity. This will be particularly important in fields like AI ethics, digital health, and user experience design. Digital platforms are making it easier for everyone to share their stories. In the tech world, this democratization means that not only do we see narratives from industry leaders, but also from grassroots innovators, startups, and independent developers. This diversity of perspectives will enrich our collective understanding of technology and its impact on society. The art of storytelling will continue to evolve alongside technology. As new communication tools emerge, our methods of sharing and consuming stories will change. However, the core principle will remain the same. Stories have the power to inspire, educate, and drive change. The future of storytelling in tech is bright. It promises not only to make complex information more accessible, but also to foster a deeper connection between creators and consumers. As we continue to navigate this ever-changing landscape, the art of narrative will be our guide, helping us turn data and code into meaningful, transformative experiences. Before we wrap up today's episode, let's summarize the key points we have discussed in our deep dive into the art of storytelling in tech. We explored how storytelling has been a fundamental force throughout human history, from ancient narratives of Eastern and Western civilizations to the innovative, data-driven stories of today. Storytelling is not just about conveying information, but about inspiring change and fostering innovation. We looked at how cultures around the world used storytelling to pass on knowledge, drive innovation, and build civilizations. These timeless narratives continue to influence how we think about technology and its societal impact. In today's digital age, effective storytelling is crucial for simplifying complex tech concepts, engaging audiences, and driving adoption of new technologies. Whether it is product launches, user experience design, or explaining cutting-edge innovations, a compelling narrative makes a world of difference. I shared actionable tips for mastering tech storytelling, starting with a clear purpose, knowing your audience, using analogies, creating a narrative arc, leveraging multimedia, and staying authentic. Each of these techniques is designed to help you craft powerful stories that resonate with your listeners. We examined the future trends shaping storytelling in tech, including the integration of artificial intelligence, immersive multimedia experiences such as AR and VR, and the growing emphasis on empathy and inclusivity. The digital landscape is evolving, and so is the way we communicate complex ideas. Ultimately, storytelling is the bridge that connects complex technical ideas to human experiences. It's the tool that transforms data into understanding, code into creativity, and innovation into impact. Thank you for joining me on this comprehensive exploration of storytelling in tech. Today, we have journeyed from the ancient art of narrative to the modern techniques that make our digital messages resonate. We have seen how storytelling can drive innovation, build connections, and even shape the way technology transforms our world. As tech professionals, our ability to communicate is just as important as our technical skills. By mastering the art of storytelling, we unlock the potential not only to share our work, but also to inspire, educate, and lead in an increasingly complex digital landscape. I hope you have gained valuable insights and practical tips that you can apply in your own projects and career. Whether you are preparing a presentation, crafting a product narrative, or simply sharing your journey, remember that your story is your most powerful tool. Thank you for tuning in to the Change Dude podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your network. Your support and feedback fuels this community that I'm trying to build and help drive meaningful conversations about technology and innovation. Until next time, keep telling your story, keep innovating, and most importantly, keep embracing change. I'm your host, Said Rafe, signing off. Stay inspired and see you in our next episode.